Good evening, Hamlin County School family. Please take a moment to review the following information and contact Ms. Carlene Webb if you have any questions, and we will address those issues in a future broadcast. All of the following issues are responses to questions and concerns which were emailed or phoned in to us. We want to make sure that we keep our community updated. Number one, Mr. Bill Southern, principal at Whitesburg Elementary School, has decided to retire this year. He has dedicated nearly 55 years of service to the Hamlin County school system, and he will be greatly missed. There are only few people who still possess the same type of passion and dedication that Mr. Southern has had after all of these years. He is a true educator who possessed as much of a servant heart as I've ever seen in my entire career. Our school district will be less without him, and Whitesburg Elementary School has lost a tremendous leader. We wish him the very best in this new chapter of his life. We have conducted the interview process last week and had several excellent candidates. We have chosen Mr. Eric Kelton, who is assistant principal at Fairview Marguerite Elementary School, to be our next principal at Whitesburg Elementary School. We will have a small meet and greet activity for Mr. Hilton on Thursday, July the 17th from 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock. Parents may drop in and meet Mr. Hilton if you're interested in doing so. We wish him the very best. Number two, school will be much different next year, and we will need to modify some of our practices to ensure the safety of our students and staff. One such practice is the sharing of common school items such as library books, microscopes, keyboards, learning center objects, etc. There is a host of research out there, but it is commonly understood that the virus can linger on objects for a certain period of time and can be transmitted by touching something that has been touched by someone infected. However, the research seems to indicate that the virus will not survive for a long period of time on hard surfaces. We will attempt to disinfect all objects that are commonly used by our students if possible before another student uses that same object. Items such as library books may not be practical to disinfect because there would be multiple pages. We will allow students to read library books and place them in a crate after they have finished. We will leave the books in a crate for at least a day before placing them back on the shelf. We will be unable to disinfect all playground equipment, and we will not allow students to use that equipment at this time. We will also be cautious about using kickballs, basketballs, etc., because they cannot be disinfected every time that a child touches them. Number three, we will ask all staff members to maintain physical separation from students in the classroom. It is recommended that teachers keep at least 6 foot separation if possible. This will not be easy in elementary schools, but we need to take every precaution to keep both our staff and students safe. Maintaining that physical distance is one of the greatest preventive measures that we can take. It is important to note that we have been successful with our summer school program and the extended school program over the last several weeks. We have had hundreds of students in these programs, and no student has tested positive for the virus since we closed school back in March. Number four, we will not require students to wear a mask at school, but we are encouraging students to wear a mask in the classroom. We would ask all students to be conscientious and wear a mask in certain classrooms where the teacher may be of greater risk and would request that students wear a mask. Again, the wearing of a mask is not mandatory, but we hope that everyone would work together so that we can keep everyone safe. This may be also true if certain students are in school and are a greater danger. Number five, the issue of athletics is highly complicated and uncertain at this point. There are more unknowns than knowns at this point. However, we are dedicated to having an abbreviated athletic schedule for all sports at the elementary, middle, and high school level if possible. Athletics are an important part of the entire school experience, and we want to provide those opportunities if we can. Volleyball, cross country, and golf are considered non-contact sports and will continue as normal. Football and soccer are considered contact sports, and competition will not be able to start until after August 29th. No official date and decision has been made concerning spectators in the stands at these activities. We are awaiting TSSAA guidance on this issue. Number 6, as of July 14th, we've had over 1,800 students who have signed up for online instruction. There should be approximately 6.5 hours of direct and indirect instruction daily on our online program. This is not 6.5 hours of direct instruction, but we should engage students for this amount of time. Students should have a normal login time for the classroom. We will keep attendance by checking to see who has logged in for class. However, this will be complicated if multiple children live in a home and there's only one computer. In addition, there will be times when online students will become sick. Parents may be working during the day and would need to help students in the evenings on weekends to complete assignments. We will follow the same procedures we currently have, and parents will need to send in a note physically, online, or email, or some other type of manner if their child is sick. All attendance requirements and consequences will still be maintained. Online students should be informed of all school-related activities and will have the ability to participate in extracurricular events. Parents should not be expected to print off assignments or worksheets because many will not have access to a printer. Teachers should work with parents who do not have this capability. All students will be exempt from online school if we close school for inclement weather. Virtual students will not pay the normal $12 student fee, but they will be expected to have all the necessary school supplies. Number 7, a child should remain at home if a member of the immediate family within that house tests positive for the virus. All siblings of that child should also remain at home. No negative tests would be required for them to return. They will quarantine for 14 days and can come back if they are symptom-free. The child will automatically transition to online instruction while they are self-isolated if they feel well enough to participate in class. Number 8, the CDC is now recommending that a temperature of less than 100.4 is acceptable. Therefore, this will be our threshold for sending a student home. The student will not be required to be tested for the virus based solely on an elevated temperature. Many common issues can cause an elevated temperature, and they will need more symptoms to be required to be tested. Number 9, we will not have many of the traditional opening activities to the general public at the start of the school year, such as open houses and parent-teacher conferences. However, we are requesting teachers to contact their students and parents and welcome them to the new school year. This is extremely important at the elementary level and any other transitional year such as 6th and 9th grade where the students are going into a new school. This will help us reduce the number of people coming into the school and potentially infecting staff or students. We hope that all of our parents understand this limitation. Number 10, students can come to school if they have traveled out of state or internationally if they have not come in close contact with someone infected. Individuals involved in travel should carefully monitor their own physical condition, but they will not automatically be self-isolated simply because of this travel. If you do have any symptoms, then we do expect you to be self-isolated. Number 11, it is going to be extremely difficult to provide online instruction to kindergarten through 2nd grade students, but we will do all that we can to effectively work with the primary students. We hope to work out some type of plan in the future where we could get our online students in these grade levels to come in at least a few days a week for on-site instruction. For now, we'll simply do the best that we can. Kindergarten students will be unable to access all district resources until they receive their district email. These emails will be given to them after they complete the registration process. Number 12. Students are sent to the school nurse with a suspected temperature or virus-related symptom will be required to wear a mask during this visit. The school nurse will have an ample supply of masks, and the students should wear a mask when the nurse is evaluating their medical condition. Students suspected of being infected will be isolated from students who are simply not feeling well. Parents will be contacted immediately, and they must pick up their child as soon as possible if they have a temperature or other virus-related symptoms. We're asking all parents to be in close contact with the school if we were to need you. Number 13, students who are enrolled online will receive all textbooks and consumable materials which are used in the classroom. You will get these resources when you pick up your school-issued computer. This will be accomplished during the week of July the 27th. You will be notified by your building level principal of the specific dates and time for this deployment if you are participating online. All students will receive these resources if we are forced to close school for an extended period of time. Number 14, all students, including online students, will still participate in all benchmark assessment, universal screenings, and TN Ready tests this year. The benchmark assessments and universal screenings are online so they can be administered with relative ease. However, TN Ready or the state test will be paper and pencil this year. This will create some challenges for us, and we will need to work out the logistics of this testing later in the year. Number 15, providing accommodations for our special education students online will be extremely challenging and complicated. However, these IEP accommodations and services are not negotiable, and we must provide these services. We care deeply about our special education students, and we will do everything possible to help them be successful. Services will be provided at the school, at home, and online. We want our students to progress during these uncertain times, and we are committed to their success. Special education teachers will work closely with parents and administration to ensure that we are in compliance with all IEPs. The special education teacher will remain with their own children regardless if they are enrolled online or in school to ensure continuity of service. School staff will contact you soon to work out the service delivery details for your child. English as a second language instruction will also be a challenge for online instruction. ESL instruction will look a little different at each school, and individual staff members will soon contact you about these services. Number 16, we will begin deployment of the computers for online instruction during the week of July the 27th. There will be a $50 fee for each computer issued. This amount will be prorated if a student decides that online instruction is not working for them and they need to re-enter the actual classroom. Our new computers will not be in until August, so we will need to give some school computers to parents who are enrolled in online instruction. Students will obtain their school-issued computers from their individual schools. Hotspots will be deployed on an as-needed basis, and they must be picked up at the central office. The rental fee for the hotspots is $25 a year. All high school students will receive a computer. Parents may also request additional computers for siblings who are not high school students. At first, we will ensure that all families receive at least one computer per household, and then work on providing one computer per child. Number 17, we will continue to communicate with parents as we have done in the past. Parents can watch our weekly broadcast and check our website for the most current and updated information. Number 18, we want all classroom teachers to focus on a few important things at the beginning of school. First, we will establish the rules and procedures for our classes. Second, we will discuss the importance of keeping safe and healthy in our classrooms. Third, we will teach the students how to utilize online instruction if we are forced to close school. We hope these three things will allow us to have a successful start to the school year and be successful as we move forward through the year. Please continue to send in your thoughts and suggestions and concerns. We will address those issues in a future broadcast. Thank you for your attention to this broadcast, and we wish you the very best.